Namaste and welcome to today's video. As we all know, our health is one of the prime most important thing that we can take care of right now. Okay. In today's topic, we'll try to understand a phenomena or a condition that happens primarily, which happens in female primarily as they age, but it can happen with anyone, and that's known as vaginal dryness. Okay, dryness in your private part. Now this is a problem which I'm seeing a lot of clients, a lot of queries coming around that this is happening to us. Is it seasonal? It is through age, it is through medication. What is the reasons around it and how can we prevent it? So we have to understand a couple of things. If you have already contacted this problem, you might need some medical intervention to get you the temporary triage relief. But from a preventive point of view, what we can do is something that we will try to discuss and understand today. Now, it's a common disease or a common situation that happens in female at all age groups, especially as you age, especially if you are in an age group of where you start from perimenopause to a menopause stage. So, females around 35 above will experience this. Okay, now it can cause pain, it can cause discomfort, it can cause discomfort during sexual intercourse, during when you are passing on urine, you'll have a problem. And what it also does is that it affects relationship. Okay, because humans are made to have good physical relationship, intimacy, and when that becomes a challenge, you will see that the relationship turns sour. Okay. What it also does is that if you have a frequent problem of dryness, it can lead to bacterial and yeast infection in your body. Now, bacterial and yeast infection have their own challenges as we progress. Now, what are the symptoms when it comes to this dryness that we're talking about? The symptoms are very similar to what you see other soreness, itching, or a burning sensation in the area, in and around the area, especially when you're trying to pass urine. Painful intercourse. Okay, that's one of the common problem a lot of females face. Okay, light bleeding after you have a sexual intimacy with your partner, or there will be a small discharge that happens throughout the day or during certain specific time of the day. Now, what causes this problem? Okay, one is there is a hormone of female sex hormone that is known as estrogen. Now, estrogen and progesterone are the one which have a play throughout every month in your body through your menstruating years. As you head towards perimenopause or once you head towards menopause, your progesterone goes down, the production of estrogen goes down in the ovaries, but it still get produced in other areas, in your fatty tissues, in your other organs in your body. So there can be an imbalance in your estrogen and progesterone. Now, in this particular case, what happens is your estrogen level tries to, or they are suboptimally low. Okay, now what does estrogen does? Estrogen keeps your area lubricated, it keeps you healthy. Okay, so it does not allow soreness or dryness to come in that area. Okay, this happens during your menopause or a perimenopause period. It can also happen during childbirth. It can also happen when you are breastfeeding a child, and you it also is associated with females who are prone to more smoking. So in the earlier years of their life, they might not experience this, but as you head towards menopause or perimenopause, you will see females facing this problem of dryness. Okay, if you had a surgery which is done to remove ovaries, okay, you might have this problem. Okay, if you have been there is certain immune disorders that you have been witnessing in your body. If you have a cancer treatment, okay, ovarian cancer is one of the major areas. When you are getting treated for it, you see dryness or an issue there. Okay, and if you are on anti-estrogen medicine, so a lot of people take anti-estrogen medicines to reduce estrogen levels. Sometimes if you don't monitor it, the level goes down dramatically, and then you have a problem with this dryness and other issues related to it. Now, what other things can happen is that we have to understand there are three components in a body. One is estrogen, one is xenoestrogen, and one is phytoestrogens. Okay, now estrogen is a hormone which a body produces, plus it's a hormone that you get through outside, through the chemical that has been there, the antibiotic that has been fed to animals, through the chemical that you put it on skin. Please remember, our skin is a giant mouth, so whatever we put on skin is getting absorbed inside. And while you put any chemical in your mouth, there's a strong digestive system that can remove this toxin. But if you put anything which is not safe, which has got a lot of chemicals, parabens, triclosans, BPA related, that can get absorbed through your skin into your body, and gets stored in your adipose tissue, in your fat tissues. And as you lose weight, as you try to lose weight, as when you are maturing, when you're aging, you tend to release this stored estrogen. Now, if your liver is not strong, the estrogen will not go out of the body, it will recirculate, it get absorbed, and then you have all those complications related to it. So if you're using a lot of soaps, chemicals, perfumes, okay, fem hygiene products at times which are chemically laden, this problem can also increase. If you have allergy, means allergy, asthma, cold, okay, and you're taking antihistamine medication for it, antihistamine can lower the estrogen levels, and it can cause dryness in your body. Okay, if you're taking antidepressants, you'll have this issue. And if you have anxiety or anxiety related stress disorder, you might have issues related to which affects your sexual desire. If you're not involving in sexual play, you might have soreness or dryness in your. So there can be multiple reasons for it. You can't pinpoint what can be the reason. I think if you have faced this problem, I think taking a medical supervision, taking certain medical intervention is right. But in case you're looking at how you can prevent it, there are certain food that you should add in your diet. Okay, and I think I urge all my clients, especially, to tell them that to add these food as you are heading towards perimenopause or a menopause age. Now, from a medical point of view, there are a lot of topical estrogen creams that is being used or applied. Okay, there are a lot of water-based lubricants that can be used, but again, that's something that you do only under a medical supervision. From a diet and a nutrition point of view, what can help you prevent and control the intensity of it is if you can get good organic non-GMO soya bean. Okay, soya bean is high on isoflavonols, which helps to lubricate the tissues around your area. It helps to balance estrogen because it has got something known as phytoestrogen. Remember, we talked about estrogen, xenoestrogen, and phytoestrogen. Now, phytoestrogens are estrogen mimickers. When they are consumed, they attach to your receptors and they let the normal estrogen, your E2 estrogen, to have an impact on the overall body. Okay, so that means they occupy the space and you have a lot of free estrogen in your body to move around and make cellular impact. Okay, so soya bean. Now you have to be very careful about soya bean because majority of soya bean that you get right now is GMO, genetically modified. So you would want to search for something which is organic and non-GMO, which is labeled. Try and add. You can use fermented form of soya beans in your diet. Okay, if soya bean is difficult to get, then you can look at wild yam or elephant yam, which is also known as suran in our country. Now it's an inexpensive vegetable. It costs roughly 20 rupees or 30 rupees a kg or 40 rupees a kg at max. Available almost throughout the year. Consuming once or twice a week is a very good idea. You can use it as a vegetable, you can use it as cutlet, you can use it as a binder in your vegetable cutlets or kebabs. There is n number of ways you can add it. Now this has got certain estrogen mimicking hormones, okay, phytoestrogen, which are immensely beneficial when it comes to balancing hormone. You also get wild yam powder, okay, you get it online through a lot of companies. Adding that in your diet is an has amazing benefits, especially for females. Last thing, I think something which is there in our kitchen, in our pantry almost throughout the year, and we don't know about it, is okra or bhindi, lady's finger, whatever you want to call it. It has got an amazing lubricant property, and it has got amazing property to balance estrogen level, which helps in reducing the dryness. Okay, so you can roast them like fingers. You can just slit them in lengthwise, put some olive oil, roast them in your oven for some time, or you use normal sabji that we make at home, which is a no frill sabji that we make. Okra has also got a property to heal the gut lining. Okay, it helps to lubricate the entire lining throughout your mouth till the anus and through the vaginal area. So it has got a habit, it's got a tendency to put a layer of mucous membrane. Other thing that it can help you is adding some chia seeds in your diet. Okay, adding flaxseed powder. I think that's something everybody should add in their diet. 1 to 2 tablespoons of flaxseed powder at night with water, with whichever medium you want to consume. Amazing when it comes to balancing hormones, amazing when it comes to vaginal dryness, amazing when it comes to occupying the phytoestrogens in a body so that the estrogen impact is managed properly, and also best when you are trying to balance high estrogen with a low progesterone. So amazing benefits throughout by adding these certain foods. So wild yam, soya bean, flaxseed, chia seed, and bhindi, okay, okra. That's something you should do. Fried bhindi, I tend to avoid it too much, because when you're frying, then you're removing that water or the mucus that is there. Try and avoid as much as you can. Shallow fry is still fine. The normal sabji that you make at home is the best way that you can consume at home. Hope this video helps a lot of female who are looking for a simple solution, a preventive solution to this problem. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll catch up soon. Namaste.